Welcome dear students for the third semester online classes on the subject System Software affiliated to Kuvempu University. So today we are having the session number 18 of unit number 2 in the System Software. So we are here learning about assembler and loaders. So in the today's class we are going to have discussion related to introduction to loader and the loader schemes. So before moving on to learn what is a loader, what it is going to do and what are the different types of loaders we have in our system software, let us have a recap of our previous class. I think you all remember and you have understood the concept of our assembler. In the previous sessions, we have learnt about the parts 2 of our assembler along with its flowchart and the databases. So with that understanding, now we are learning the second system software that is called as what? Loader. So today's learning objective is to understand the basic concepts of loader along with the various loader schemes. So today's session will be focusing on the outcomes of being able to understand the loader and the various loader schemes. So now let's start understanding what do you mean by the term or what do we mean by the system software called as a loader. Loading, this is a common term which we see here and there in our routine life there. So putting your data ready for doing some task that can be in a simple way termed as loading process. In the same way, we have a system software or a utility program in our operating system which is playing a vital role in execution and doing different operations on the program. So that particular operation, how it is being performed, what it is being doing, we will learn today in the form of a system software called as a loader there. So let us get introduced to this operating system. To this system software there. So this loader, to be defined in a proper way, it can be called as a utility program or a system software which considers object code as input. Remember this very important term. See, this loader is defined as a utility program, okay, which considers object code as an input and organizes it for implementation and loads the executable code into the memory. So with this definition, I think you have understood the major role played by the loader. See, as an input, it is going to take the object code. And the task of a loader is to organize this input object code in such a way that it can be easily loaded for implementation of getting the executable code into the memory there. Thus, we can tell the loader is in fact accountable for initiating the implementation process in a system. So therefore, this loader is going to play a vital role during the execution of our program. So now let us have the highlights or the major functionalities of a loader there. See, this loader is normally accountable for 4 important activities, and those 4 activities are allocation, linking, relocation and loading. These are the very fundamental and very important, very vital activities needed to be performed for our program execution. So now let us understand these 4 activities one by one. The first one is called as allocation. So we can tell that one of the activity of a loader is allocation. So now let us understand what do you mean by allocation. See, allocation, it assigns, that means loader will assign the space for the program in the memory by computing the size of the program. So this activity is known as what? Allocation. That is, the loader is responsible for providing a space in the memory, and initially it will compute the size of the program, it will find out the space and it will allocate a space for that. So this work done by the loader, this activity is being termed as what? Allocation activity. The second one is linking activity, which is also a very vital activity. The loader will solve all the symbolic references related to code or it may be data in a program among the object modules by allocating all the user subroutines and library subroutines addresses. This activity of allocating the user subroutines and library subroutines, the addresses, is termed or known as the linking activity, and this is the very vital activity performed by our loader. The third activity is relocation. See, there are some address reliant positions in the program. Such address constants must be accustomed as per to allocate the space. Okay, such activity performed by the loader is termed as what? Relocation, and this accounts for very major activity in our system software. Lastly, the loader, it positions all the machine instructions and the data of analogous programs and the subroutines into the memory, and thus the program now turns out to be prepared for the final execution. So these are the major and very important activities which are being performed with the loader, and finally we can tell that the loader is accountable for the activities like allocation, linking, relocation and loading. So that was the introduction for the loader and the major functionality or the activities performed with the loader, which are really vital. So now let me list out what are the different loader scheme we have. See, depending upon the different functionalities of loader, there are 5 different types of loaders available. You need to remember these. These are really important, and everything is doing some special type of work in our loaders there. So the first type of loader is called as a compile and go loader. In the next slide or in the next learning, we'll come to know about all these 5 schemes there. The second one is called as general loader. Third one is absolute loader. Fourth is relocating loader, and last one is linker loader. So remember, dear students, all the 5 types of loaders, we'll discuss them in our upcoming online classes. So now let us have a MCQ sessions on today's online class. The first question for MCQ is, which of the following function is or are performed by the loader? You need to tell which of the things are performed by the loader. So first one, allocate the space in memory for the programs and resolve symbolic references between the object X. Option B, physically place the machine instruction and data into memory. Option C, adjust all the address dependent locations such as address constants to correspond to the allocated space. And option D is all of the above. Just now we have told that all these activities are performed by loader. Therefore the answer shown here is D, and all A, B, C are done by the loader. We'll move on to the second MCQ. The question is, which is not a function of a loader? Allocation, translation, relocation and loading, and yes, the answer is translation. This particular activity is not done by the loader. Next, third is a system program that sets up an executable program in the main memory ready for the execution is termed as what? Whether it is termed as an assembler or a linker or a loader or a text editor. I think you have got the answer right, and the answer is loader. So a system program loader that can be set up an executable program in a main memory ready for the execution. So dear students, till now we got introduced to loader, the activities of a loader, and even the types of loaders. In the today's session, we can summarize that student can be able to understand the loader and the loader scheme. For further readings, dear students, you can refer to the book authored by John Donovan, and the title of the book is System Programming. Thank you.